Okay, we're recording. So, Janila, I don't know if you heard about Anesia's last transaction.
I did not.
Anisha, I'm going to let you tell us then. Then I'll share this with Francisca.
It was a loan, a purchase loan that I closed, and from start to finish, I cleared it closed in 12 days for over 1 million.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So, the thing is, you had been working with this person for a couple of years.
Yeah, I knew him. Yeah. And he decided to move forward. Actually, he was with another company, and they was needing some tax information, because he had to go back and file taxes. But even once they get that, they said, well, we have to wait until it's actually in the IRS system before we can move forward. So, typically it takes the IRS anywhere from 21 days plus to process your tax return. So he came to me. He said, hey, you think you can close this one faster and with a better rate? So I gave him a better rate and closed it with just the stamped copies of the tax return to show proof that he returned it, and we got it done.
And the other key about this one, like you didn't give up, you've been knowing him a couple of years.
Uh,
He reached out to you,
I,
but
I kept him in my circle. I stayed in contact with him.
and the other key about him, without giving too much of his information, is isn't he a, I don't want to call him a felon, but
No, he's a business owner. He has businesses because yeah, it was business.
okay. So it was a business loan or
It's a VA, but his income was business.
okay.
Yeah, it's business.
And you didn't give up. If you had gotten out of the mortgage game,
No,
you
I looked at it like this. I was sleeping. I had been sleeping, and I had been kind of, well, I say, kind of stuck. You know how you in that little funk, and you're just like, okay, it's like, wow, I feel like I can't move. I know this stuff, but it's like I feel like I just couldn't move. And then what happened when I put it into the system, Rocket was the one who did it. They started moving so fast, I didn't have a choice but to get out that funk and catch up with them.
hmm
So it's almost kind of like riding a bike. Once you've been there and you get back on there and do it again, I mean, it's like everything starts coming back to you.
hmm Well, that's good. Congratulations.
Well,
And
thank
then
you.
and then you had to get up and running with Loan Factory's portal because you hadn't been in that, and that was something new.
That I was fussing and I was thinking about, I was telling Vanda, you know what? I don't think this is a right fit because I was just stuck. It's like, I don't know. But then when I closed this deal, I don't know if I guess the portals or whatever open up and everything is like, okay, everything start kicking in.
Yep, yep. I know Janila likes she likes veterans as well. Um, the veteran program.
And this is my first VA loan, and I was always kind of timid about closing, but actually, this is the fastest, most easiest, cleanest deal I have ever closed since I've been doing loans. I said, this is much better than the regular FHA and conventional because the person already had their stuff, which made it better because the other company had already had them to do letters of explanation. So you can just say, I pretty much had a full package. I didn't have to order the appraisal. We just had to transfer it from the old lender to us. And and he pretty much had his full package, letter of explanations that were typically going to be needed because he had already went through the other company, you know, and that's what made it so much easier. It's good if we know up front when we're doing things if they're going to need letters of explanation of certain things, so we can have that full package to send to the underwriter, um, and the things would be a lot more smoother.
hmm And one thing I noticed with Rocket is they don't want you to submit it until you have the full package. They don't want you to piecemealing it. They want the full package, and then they can
Well, I
underwrite
put
it and get the ball
people,
rolling.
once you have that full package, they're gonna move in lightning speed. Because I know back in the day when in '07 I had a branch office. I worked for a banker. I had my own office doing loans, so I processed the loans myself. I cleared, got the conditions back from the lender. I cleared it and got it, got everything packaged, for closing, because I knew how to I knew how to balance the HUD sheet. And most loan officers don't know how to do that because we don't wear all those hats anymore. Either the processors or the underwriting department or a closing department takes care of all that. But I used to know how to do everybody's role except for the underwriters back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot better now because back in the day when we did loans, once you turn it in, your turnaround time is typically 7 days to get it back from the underwriter. And then once they get conditions, you want to make sure you get all the conditions back. And that's another couple of, 3 or 4 days to get it back. And if they come back with more, so in other words, every time you turn a condition in to the underwriter back in the day, you have to at least wait a few days just to get them to clear it. But now, I mean, they can clear that stuff the next day or the same day, because that's how quick the system is moving now. So when people are writing offers and they say, "Oh, I need 30 or 45 days," you really don't, because if you are on the team, you and that loan officer, soon as that option period is up, they should be on standby to go ahead and order that appraisal, because the appraisal is typically the longest thing to get back because depending on their load. So it's always best if they know they're going to move forward to go ahead and have that appraisal paid for them, because that way, that can make or break your deal depending on how long it takes to close the deal. But sometimes those appraisals can be 2 weeks out. And that's what typically takes a long time for you to close a loan, waiting on that appraisal to be done and turn back in. And luckily, there was no conditions with the appraisal, because as a VA, no repairs were needed to be done. So that was even a bonus on top of that.
Mm-hmm. Any lessons learned you'd like to share?
I got to get back in there and start getting familiar with all the different products and stuff and stop procrastinating. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I did a VA loan. It's been a couple of years now.
But it is, well, I do have a lesson or something I would like to tell you. Even though the people you're working with, they may not be ready, but they're capable of purchasing something in the future. If they're ready, you have to make sure you stay in front of them, because if you don't get upset next time you see them because you're not staying in front of them, staying in contact, because that is not their responsibility to reach out to you and say, "Hey, I'm ready to buy a house." It's our responsibility to reach out to them. "Hey, what you doing? Are you ready to move forward? What's your plan?" Because if you don't, someone else is going to happen to be there, and next thing you know, you talk to that client. "Oh, I just closed on my house." You're like, "Well, hold on. You didn't tell me you were ready, Oh, well, you never called me back, and this person was available when I was ready, and you just lost some money." So we have to stay in front of them, even our past clients and stuff, because it's kind of like they have amnesia. Once they close, it's almost like they forget, that you're in business unless you stand in front of them.
Yeah, they'll forget real quick. Mm-hmm.
So that's, yeah. Luckily, we were kind of, well, I put it like this. I almost didn't have that deal because I had kind of stopped talking to the person, and then I happened to send an email to him, and then he happened to call me. He said, "Hey, I just went on a contract with a house last month, and I couldn't get in contact with you. You hadn't returned my calls." So lesson learned.
You had missed calls from him?
Uh, Before he done the house, because we had a difference of opinions and stuff, and
Mm.
then yeah, he said, "You're supposed to have both sides of it, not one."
I was gonna say you could have been the realtor and the lender.
But I couldn't, because things happen for a reason, and because when I noticed, because we did a correspondence, and I noticed as I started doing it, it stated that it didn't want you doing both sides, even though
Mm.
lenders can make their own rules. Because since it was correspondence, they said no, you can't do both.
Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know that.
But I think
Because
on the wholesale side, you could, when lenders are their own bank, they make their own rules, even though they say, "Yeah, you can do both," but they can make their own rules in house.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So But after that, it's like all of a sudden I got like 5 or 6 more deals now I'm working on trying to get done. It's like all of a sudden it just opened up the doors for stuff, and people just they calling me, and I can't sit on them. So when people come to me, I got to get on them and get them approved and stuff. While they're excited and everything. And some of them also are both deals. They're both real estate and loans, and some are just loans only. And I recommend anybody that's a licensed agent to get their loan officer's license, because if the real estate side is down and all people are doing is refinancing, you're not going to make any money on a real estate deal if most of the people are trying to refinance versus buy. So you got to open up. You have to have more than one source of income. Ways to make money when you're in this type of business. And it is real good to do the loans, even if you decide not to do it, just to have that knowledge and how it works from start to finish.
Yep, I agree. Now, we do have to maintain that license yearly, but they give us free classes if you go to the Mortgage Educator Conference.
Yeah.
And then it's free. You don't have to pay for it, but you do have to renew every year.
It's live and stuff, and so you renew it. We do it once a year, but we have to be educated because there's so much stuff is changing when it comes to the financial side of the real estate.
Hmm.
And I'm getting ready. Miranda's not going to go with me because I'm getting ready to go to Detroit, Michigan at the end of the month to the Rocket. They're having a little 2-day 2-day conference thing, so I'm gonna go up there. Never know who we
Well,
might meet.
bring the notes back and share them with me.
I
I'm
thought it
not
was
going.
September, but I looked at the email. It's actually August the 31st through September the 2nd.
Oh, okay, okay. Cool, cool. Well,
Well,
congratulations again.
thank you. I have to jump off because I got some more stuff I got to do.
All right. You have a
Okay,
good
talk to y'all
day.
later.
I see Belinda hopped on for a second. Now there she go. Hey, Belinda, you out driving already?
Yes, I'm on the way to a funeral.
Oh, wow. It must be that season because Janila's going to one today too.
Oh, wow.
Hmm. Who was that
Mm-hmm.
person?
My niece, best friend's mom.
Okay.
He's pretty close to the family.
All right. My condolences.
Thank you, thank you.
Y'all have anything other than funeral things that you're doing today or this weekend?
Oh, then after that, I gotta go to a wedding. It's a bridal shower. Bridal shower thing. Actually, I'm hosting it, so busy day, and then I'm coming home and probably laying it down because I did not sleep.
Oh, wow.
Mm.